Okay, for week 6, we're gonna look at a chord movement, whatever, a chord phrase, some chords thrown together by Joe Pass. It's from the song Meditation. It's from an album called Intercontinental, which is like 1970, I believe. There's a newer record called Meditation. I like this one out. It freaked me out. That's not where I picked this up. Was not from that. But anyway, so what you got? Looking at 2 of the chords from the song. There's 2 bars of D minor, so he's doing D Dorian. So he's got just that minor 7 shape that everybody knows with the root on the 5th string. Then he goes to a minor 9 chord, which is pretty easy. Put that first finger across. I use my pinky. You could use your 3rd. You hear a lot of times people pulling off to the minor 7th. Anyway, he doesn't do that. He just does. Then the next one is this chord, which looks like an A minor 7th, but putting your pinky on the 15th, which is the 11th in this case. So that's like a D minor 11 chord. So he's got, then he goes back to that D minor 9. And then he goes to here, which has the 7th on top. I use my 1st and 3rd finger most of the time. Sometimes I'll use 1st and 2nd. Thing about using 1st and 2nd is it kind of locks you. It locks your hand in that sort of a position. Where if you do this, I just think it's easier to get in and out of. But it's a personal thing, and I do both. But most of the time I just kind of grab it like that. Plus it looks like you're giving people the finger, which in jazz is really, really important. Giving people the finger. Anyway, you got, whoops. And then you're going to come down here and play that F major, but over D, which gives you this, which everybody, if you haven't seen that, that's a fairly common minor. All right, my cat just turned that on. Would you stop? Stop that. All right, so then that last one being this. I use my pinky once again. You could use your 3rd, and sometimes I do use my 3rd. But I think once again, if you use your pinky, I think that's easier. It's just easier to grab for me, I think, and it's easier to get out of. So that whole minor D, it's really D Dorian. And then he switches to a B dominant chord, and kind of a B9 is what it's going to move to. But he does this cool little movement to get to that 9. So you get the chromatic walk down. A lot of this, any of your chord stuff, really your top note is the melody note. And so, same kind of thing here. The top note here winds up walking down chromatically. If we did that so we could hear it with a low E underneath it. That's that movement there with it. Then he also does this. He plays this shape, which most people finger. I think probably the easiest is first cross those 2 strings. then your third finger on the third string, and then your pinky on the fourth. And just looking at it with the B flat, it's a B minor ninth chord. And then he does this. So it's really the same notes, just on a different string. And you back to the melody note idea, where he went. There's the same notes. It's G walking down chromatically to F. But after this chord, he does, which is, if you look at it, you can think of it as that funk move. Like if we go back to E for a second, if this makes any sense. But you play the upper part of a ninth chord with the on top. So that's what he's doing here. So it really sounds very similar, because you got those same top notes, but slightly different voicings. And that's really what he does. And the thing is, when he's playing his the solos, in fact, one time he basically plays the same thing. These two things I kind of took from the head and just kind of pulled them out just because they were cool movements you could use for comping or for writing. But he, even when he solos, he plays the exact, whoops. He does those shapes in his solo. He just messes with the rhythm. So anyway, it's a great record. You should totally check it out. It's funny, I mean, Joe Pass is really kind of known for the virtuoso recordings, which are a lot of, and he's known for that, and he's really known for, I've always thought of him as being known for his solo jazz guitar stuff, which is fantastic. But this record's amazing because he just plays so well in the pocket when he phrases. It's really worth checking out. It's just stellar how great he plays with a rhythm section. It's very when he outlines the chords a lot when he's playing. He's not playing a lot of out notes, but when he does, he kind of peppers them in. It's just a great record and definitely worth checking out. But anyway, so take that little, especially that phrase, and when you need that type of a sound, you can drop it right in. Anyway, until next week.